to today's video. Today I wanted to start off 2017 with something I've been meaning to do for months. I moved into my flat just over a year ago, and since then I've been kind of working through all my stuff and trying to figure out exactly where everything needs to go. When it comes to my makeup collection, I have way too much for my space, so I'm going to start hopefully a new series which will go well. I got this idea from Tati, Glam Life Guru. She did Makeup Graveyard, and she started it a while back now, probably a couple of years, and I've always loved that series. It's always one of my favourites, and I've always needed to clear down my own collection. I've been a lot better in this past year as I have not bought half as much makeup as I used to. I have built up a decent collection, and I'm going to just start going through each different category individually and kind of trying to get rid of what I can, pass things along if I don't use them, that kind of thing. This is going to be my makeup graveyard of primers and foundations. I thought I'd mesh them together. I don't have tons of primers, so I thought I'd just throw that in with foundation. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to go through what I'm getting rid of and why, some of my favourites and some of the other things I'm keeping, and just sort of talk through it. I'm actually really excited that I'm finally getting around to doing this. It is so long overdue. This is the box of what I'm getting rid of. I'm so proud of myself. This is, it's a lot. I'm definitely not going to go through every single product because that video would just be so long, but I'm just going to pick out a few sort of standouts for me. So this is my primer collection, and these are the ones that I'm keeping. My primer collection really isn't as big as my foundation collection, so what I'm getting rid of is not too much. I can kind of hold it in both hands, and most of it's due to like expiry dates rather than because I don't like it. So yeah, this is what I'm getting rid of. I'll go through this first. The first thing I have is the No. 7 Beautifully Matte Makeup Base. I used to love this, and I haven't reached for it in quite a while, and I have to say it's definitely expired now. It says it's good for 2 years, and I've had it longer than that, so I thought it was best just to get rid of it. It's something I can always just get again if I want to. Good for oily skin though, definitely would recommend it. The L'Oreal Lumi Magique I'm getting rid of. This is one of those really illuminating bases. Not something I reach for all the time. I have oily skin, so this kind of thing, if I wear like an illuminating base, I sometimes feel like it makes my skin look a bit greasy, and again, I've just had it for too long. And then this is a similar thing. It's a brightening primer from Benefit, That Girl Primer. I have these two samples here of the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer, and these say they expire after 6 months, and I've had them for longer than that, and I've never really used them. I think I tried, but my eye area is very sensitive, so I thought it was best to get rid of these. And because I've kind of had them for so long, I barely use them, but I feel like I should just throw them away rather than passing them on because I'm not sure about the date. So I'm going to get rid of these as well. So this is what I'm left with. I have a couple of setting sprays in here, which I just store in here, my Collection one and Urban Decay. I'm going to keep those. Because they're kind of backup to what I already use. My recent favourites have definitely been the Max Factor Face Finity All Day Primer. I'm almost done with this. I'm going to throw it away as soon as I'm finished, so I'll just leave this on my desk and I'll get through it probably in the next couple of weeks. And then I've got the Benefit Professional, which I love, and I have a backup mini of that, so those two I'm definitely keeping. I wasn't sure about this one, but I think I'm going to keep it. It's the Bare Minerals Prime Time Neutralizing Primer. I used it today just to kind of see, because I haven't used it for so long, just to remember how it was. It's like a yellow primer, definitely smooths out the skin. I think I'll keep it, and then if I don't use it in the next couple of months, then I'll get rid of it. That's my plan. I need to stick to it. Another pore minimising primer, this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimising Primer. I used to use this one a lot, and then I've sort of been going back to my Professional recently, but I'm going to keep it. Again, if I don't use it in the next couple of months, I might just get rid of it. I have this sample of the Makeup Forever HD Primer. I'm just going to leave this on my desk and try and use it like tomorrow or something, just to use it because I've had this sample for absolutely ages. This isn't really a primer, but this is in here. It's the Benefit Professional Oil Blotting Stick. I'm going to keep that because I haven't really tried it yet. I only got this one recently, the Jane Iredale Smooth Affair, in a Birchbox, I think, so I'm going to keep that as well. An old favourite of mine, this is one of the first primers I ever fell in love with. It's the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base. This does have some shimmering particles in it, but I always found that this made my makeup last longer, so I need to kind of give this one a go. So yeah, that's all of the primers I'm keeping, just mentioned a few of them. Foundation was definitely a bit of a lengthier process in terms of what I wanted to get rid of. But actually this whole thing only took me about 10-15 minutes. It really was a lot quicker than I thought. It's crazy how long it's taken me to actually get around to doing this, considering how little time it took just to get through this section of my makeup collection. Okay, first things first, I'm going to talk through my favourites actually. Foundation is one of those things where I've never really completely fallen in love with a particular foundation. I'm always kind of jumping around trying different things. And I think it's because I'm absolutely rubbish at colour matching myself, for one. I like to think I'm more tan than I am, and I'm really quite pale. I tell myself I'm going to fake tan, and I just never get around to doing it. So I'm like, oh, I'll just keep that foundation. One day I'll start fake tanning, or in the summer I'll wear it and it'll be perfect, and then I tan like this much in the summer and still need like the palest colour, so it hardly ever works. So I am getting rid of quite a few foundations which just don't match me and I've held on for too long. These are probably my most used foundations, so I'm going to talk through these first. I recently repurchased this, the EX1 Invisiwear foundation. They have so many more shades now since I last purchased this. This is 3.0, which is still probably a little bit too dark for me, so I might have to get a lighter one. But the formula is absolutely amazing. I really, really do love this. This was a definite keep for me. I think if I buy the lighter shade, it might actually become an everyday sort of go-to favourite. A recent purchase of mine is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is in the shade Nude, and I have to say I was totally talked into buying a darker shade. I picked up a lighter one, and I think that definitely would have matched me better. This is a little bit too dark, but I think I did buy it pretty much at the end of summer, so maybe I did have a little bit of tan then. But again, I'm going to keep this. I really, really love it. The finish of it is just really nice. Looks really flawless on the skin. Another favourite of mine is the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation. I have the actual foundation and then the serum. This serum is in the shade 53 Light Beige, and this is actually my summer colour. Like, I use this all throughout summer. I really love it. It gives just like a lightweight coverage, just kind of perfects my skin as much as I need. And I have the normal foundation in a lighter shade. This is vanilla, and I use this all the time as well. Really love both of these. I've got my NARS Sheer Glow. I finally kind of bought into the hype. This is probably the one I've actually got the right shade in. This is in Mont Blanc. I'm still kind of testing this out. I definitely wasn't going to get rid of it. Obviously it costs quite a fair bit of money and so many people love it. So I'm just going to hold on to this and kind of keep trying it, but that is kind of in this drawer. This is kind of like my high-end / favourites box of foundation. The other three are from the drugstore. The L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Foundation. This is in vanilla. This looks amazing, specifically on camera, and it's so long lasting. So if I need something which I just need to last, it does look fairly heavy because it is so matte as well. It definitely looks like makeup, but it lasts forever. So if I know, especially if I'm going to be like dancing around and getting like a little bit sweaty and I just want my foundation just to last, then this is usually what I go for, or I mix it with something else just to make it look a little bit less matte. I love this as well, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, one of my favourites. I actually got the lightest shade I could find of this, but I probably could use the one up. I saw it recently and I kind of refrained from buying it just because I don't need another foundation, but I really, really like this. And then also I have this Bourjois City Radiance foundation in vanilla, and I really like this as well. It definitely gives a more brightening effect on the skin, and I don't tend to go for that all the time, but if I do, then I'll use this or I'll mix this in, and again, it's just a really good shade for me. So I do use this, kind of like for work and stuff like that. I sometimes just reach for this because it's quick and easy, just low maintenance, a little bit of coverage, kind of gets the job done. Let me talk a little bit about the ones I'm getting rid of. A lot of these I've just had for a long time and not reached for them, so I felt like it was time to get rid of them. One of them being the Rimmel Lasting Finish Foundation. I have it in 2 shades and they are almost untouched. I'm definitely going to pass these on to someone who might get better use out of them. I have them in the shade Light Porcelain and Ivory, which are quite different. You can kind of see how different the shades are, and I just found this way too heavy. It's a really full coverage base and it looks like you're wearing quite a bit of makeup, which I really don't mind. Like, I do sometimes wear bases where it looks like I'm wearing makeup and I want to wear makeup. I want you to see it, that's why I put it on my face. But these just didn't work for me. I just didn't like them. From kind of the get-go, I just knew they weren't really going to be for me. I put it on my skin and I just didn't really like how it felt or looked. So I'm just going to pass these on, and like I said, they're basically brand new, so I think someone else will really enjoy having these. I've got a couple of the L'Oreal True Match here in, I think it's W2 and W3, and funnily enough, they just weren't a true match for my skin. So I did actually use these quite a bit, but I never decided if I really loved it or not because I just always noticed that it was the wrong colour. So I've used up a decent amount. I'm just going to get rid of them. Maybe I'll try it again in a better shade. But yeah, these kind of had to go. A few others I've had for too long, which I just don't use. This is completely the wrong shade. Look at the difference there. It's so dark. This is 130 of the Maybelline Fit Me, the original, and I think I actually used quite a lot of this. I've had this for ages, I can't even tell you how long, but it's just the complete wrong shade for me. Like, this would be tragic if I tried to wear this, so that's definitely going in the bin. And then I used to use this all the time, the Rimmel Stay Matte Mousse. This is a really full coverage base. If I felt like my skin had broken out or it just wasn't looking as nice as I wanted it to, I would reach for this because it would give me like a lot of coverage. But I've had these for quite a long time and I haven't used them absolutely ages, not since I've moved in here at least. So I thought it was best to get rid of them. I kind of have other products which are similar to these, which I can use if I want something like this. I have some sample foundations which I'm going to get rid of. This is the Benefit Hello Flawless, wrong colour for me. And then I've got a few samples of the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, but again, kind of wrong shade. I used the lightest one. I used it once, it seemed okay, but these colours just won't work for me. I've been holding on to this for a while, the Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's down to about here now, I think, so I did use loads of it, but again, I just don't really reach for it anymore. It's very heavy, very full coverage. It was one of the first high-end foundations I ever purchased. I think it was the first one I ever bought, like, with my own money, so it kind of had a special place in my heart, and I just was holding on to it because of that. But I was thinking about it and I was going to keep it, but I thought, actually no, let's get rid of it, I think it's time. So I'm going to get rid of this. It's in the shade Wonder You On Bone. It's very yellow, so it doesn't actually match me perfectly, but I don't wear it. I've got two completely different Bourjois products here. I've got the Happy Light foundation in the shade 52 Light Beige, and this is a lot darker than like my Healthy Mix foundation, which is the same shade name, and it's a lot more pink. And I bought this probably a year, maybe a year ago, probably about a year and a half, and it's just the wrong colour, so I've never really used it. It's just too pink for me. And then the other Bourjois one is the CC Cream. This is in the shade Ivory, and I think this colour was good, but I just found that this did not last on my skin at all, so I think I'm just going to get rid of it. I never reach for it. I've got other things which have a similar effect on my skin but last a bit better. The final thing I'm getting rid of is the Kiko Universal Fit Hydrating Foundation. This is in the shade Light Peach. It's just kind of taking up space, so I thought I'd just kind of get rid of this one as well. Let me just talk through a few more things I'm keeping. These are kind of the maybes which I'm keeping. They're kind of on trial now. Rimmel Match Perfection. I have such a weird relationship with this foundation because there's been like multiple times where I've seen someone's makeup and I've asked them, what is your foundation? Your skin looks amazing. I want to try it, and they've told me that it's Rimmel Match Perfection. And I've had these for a while and I have never fallen in love with them. I've always found that the foundation just doesn't last on my skin, and I actually used this one today in Ivory because I wanted to see if it's worth keeping. So I might actually not keep this if at the end of the day I don't like how my skin looks. But it went on nice and I feel like it looks nice now. So I'm going to see how it goes with this, but I've had these for ages. I know the formula is slightly different now, so I could in the future try it again and kind of love it more. But these are in the maybe pile for now, so I'm going to see how it goes. The other sort of moussey product I was talking about, which I said I still have, which is kind of comparable to the Rimmel Stay Matte Mousse, which I'm getting rid of, is this. The Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I've got this in the shade Ivory. I've never really given this a good go, so this is kind of in the maybe pile as well. I'm going to try it out, see how I like it. And then these are kind of more recent purchases, which I just haven't really made my mind up on. I'm probably going to keep this one. I did like this, but I haven't reached for it recently. It's the L'Oreal Nude Magique Cushion Foundation. I've got the Revlon Colour Stay in Ivory. This is for normal dry skin. I don't really know why I bought this one because I definitely have more combination oily skin. I do find this quite high coverage, so I'm going to think about that one as well. Might get rid of it or pass it on if I don't love it as much. And then I've got the Maybelline Dream Flawless Nude Foundation in Ivory again, I think. Yep. And again, just kind of need to decide if I really like this. The final little section of products I have which I'm keeping is my BB creams, tinted moisturisers, kind of low coverage bases. If you've seen any of my old videos, I used to rave about this all the time. The Garnier BB cream combination to oily skin formula in the shade Light. I literally used to wear this all day every day, and like the description of any of my old videos, I'm probably wearing this. It used to be my favourite. I I haven't reached for it for a while. There's actually not loads of product in here, but I have to keep it because it's just one of my old favourites. I've got the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Moisturiser, Tinted Gel Cream it's called, and this is in the shade number 3 Buttercream. And I do like this. I kind of reach for it. It's very low coverage. It definitely is like a tinted moisturiser more than a foundation, but if I just want something for work or for just popping like to the supermarket or something like that, then this is just easy. Another old favourite of mine is the Rimmel BB cream, the matte BB cream, in the shade Light, and it's just a small sample. There's probably like one use in here, and again I just used to really love it, so I didn't want to get rid of it. Holding on to that. I've got the Cordially Tinted Moisturiser as well. I think I got this in a beauty box, and I think I'm just going to keep it. Most of these I'm kind of just keeping if I want something more low maintenance. I've got my LA Girl BB cream, which I do like as well. Just very low coverage, something easy. Might use these kind of more in summer. And then I've got these two which I did get in beauty boxes. I've got the Absolution, the Creme de Teint, and then my Marcel Golden Glow BB cream. It says it's a skin enhancer, and both of these I just haven't really tried yet, even though I received them in beauty boxes. I haven't given them a good go, so I didn't want to get rid of them without trying them out. So I thought I would just keep them in here and hopefully I would use them. So that is my whole foundation and primer collection completely dissected. I'm so happy with the results. I'm still keeping loads. I still have a big collection. I still have a lot of product, but I love makeup. I love collecting it, so I was never going to kind of cut down to like 2 or 3 things. I'm getting rid of 5 primers and I'm keeping 13, so I've cut down a little bit there. And with my foundations, I've gotten rid of 14 and I'm keeping 21. So that is like 2/5. That's 2/5 of my collection, 40% that I'm getting rid of, maths degree utilised. So I'm really, really happy with that. Getting rid of about 20 things altogether, so I would definitely say this is a success. I hope you did enjoy this video. Let me know if you did. I love watching these kinds of videos. I love like decluttering series. I could have made a video all about 2017 New Year's resolutions, but I thought I would just get on with one of my resolutions rather than talking about it. So this is one of my resolutions. I'm going to try and keep it up and tackle like bronzers, blush, eyes. That's going to be the hardest one, I think, getting rid of like eyeshadows and stuff. I have so much, which I've never even touched, which makes it even worse. Lips is going to be another huge project I'm going to have to tackle. I might have to do that by like lipstick, lip gloss, that kind of thing. So look forward to those. Let me know if there's any specific one you would like to see next. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you did enjoy this video, like I said, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!